Welcome everybody to Moon Magic Tarot. Today we're going to be answering the question, how does he feel about you? So this can be pertaining to whoever you want to know about, your crush, anybody. How does he feel about you? How do they feel about you? Okay, and before we go on, I just want to give you a little bit of a reminder that I do have an Etsy shop. If you need a personalized reading, go ahead and check that out in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Now, today I have 3 options for you. And this is kind of like a pick a deck. So here we have the Everyday Witch Tarot. And this is the Wizard's Tarot. And this is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. And I'll link in the description below. I'll link to these decks if you are interested in them. Okay, so go ahead and take your pick, whichever one calls to you the most. Don't overthink it. Just pick whichever one you are drawn to. Group 1, hello. This is your reading for how does he feel about you. This can be about anybody in your life, a romantic interest in your life. So first off, before I start with this deck, I'd like to go ahead and use one of these so we can kind of get a bit of a description of who this person is. So this is the Avalon, Mists of Avalon Oracle. If you're interested, it's linked down below. And we have the Other World. So this person is described as being ethereal, of everlasting journey and rebirth. So yeah, this is somebody who is in touch with the other world, with their spiritual side, with the eternal. They are very in tune with spirit. You know, they're in that flow. You know, and they may be somebody who believes in reincarnation. They believe in second chances. They believe in just going with the flow and living the journey that life is. So that may be a description for this person, whether you know it or not. This is their deep self. So let's go ahead and see what this person's situation is. So in the past, this person has, you know, they've been out of focus. They have, they've lacked clarity with making decisions, and they've felt stuck in their life. But in the recent past, they've kind of overcome this. It's almost like the fog has lifted from this person. And this is leading them to become a master of their life. You know, they're now able to make the important decisions in their life. And this is shown by the Magician in this reading. The Magician denotes somebody who is who's focused, somebody who is their energy is focused on what they want. They know what they want and they know how to get it. They have all the elements before them that will allow them to reach for their goals, you know, and they know what that goal is. So this has made them become more self-confident, more disciplined, you know, which is a great contrast from what they've known in the past. And so this is really bringing about a situation where they are feeling they're feeling nostalgic about their childhood. But it's almost like if they've returned to a time when they were a child, where anything could be possible, and they believed that they could do this, that they could create the world that they wanted to. You know, when we're children, we don't think of what can possibly go wrong. We're very positive in our endeavors. We believe that we can, and we do, you know, and that's the kind of feeling that this person is in right now. You know, this is what this situation has brought him to in his mind. So now we've established how he is feeling, and now let's go ahead and move on and see how he feels about you. So this is the energy oracle cards, and we're going to find out what he thinks about you, basically. That's what we're looking at right now. What does he think of you? So he thinks you are a victorious person. He thinks you're successful in life. So it seems like he admires that successful, the fact that you are successful. For some of you, this can go the other way. It can mean that he thinks that you are not successful. So, you know, it depends on who you are. But I think that in this positive reading so far, what it means is that what he thinks about you is that you are a victorious and successful person in life. And it doesn't have to be for the traditional things that we view, that society, that, you know, the West things as a success, you know, like having a lot of money, having a big house, you know, having all the material goods. And, you know, it doesn't have to be like a shallow view of victory. You know, it could be other deeper spiritual ways in which you can be a victorious person. And so they think that you are that. So now let's take a look and see, how does he feel about you? Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. So with this card, perhaps he is feeling as though you aren't taking action in the relationship. Like maybe he's waiting for you to make a move and express how you feel, but through actions. You know, perhaps you've spoken about a relationship, but nothing has come out of it. And so he feels as though there needs to be some kind of showing on your part. Like you need to show him that you are interested in this relationship through your actions, not just, you know, talking on the phone and things like that, but actually, you know, making a plan to do an activity together, go on a date or something. So yeah, for those of you who may feel like this may have something to do with intimate relations, intimate physical relationships. I do want to point out, and I want you to be careful with if that's the kind of situation that you find yourself in, and know that nobody who's truly innocently interested in you in a positive way is going to force you to share that aspect of yourself with them until you are ready. So if you are not ready to engage in physical intimacy with anybody, please do not do so thinking that you need to do that in order to keep that person by your side. If they are truly interested in you, if their interest is a good interest, a positive interest, not a selfish interest, then they are going to wait until you are ready. So this card by no means it means that you need to go and have physical intimacies with somebody if you are not ready. This is pertaining to just spending time together and making an effort to get to know this person, and things like that. Not or showing your interest in other ways. Perhaps this is somebody that you go to school with, and perhaps you might bring them some homemade cookies or something. Actions like that, actions that show that you care, that show that you are interested, not including physical intimacy unless that is what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and find out what he wants. What does he want from you? So this is the Moonology Oracle deck, and again, it's linked in the description down below. Let's see. So again, this card here, it denotes, being all talk and no action. Perhaps you've talked about, going out with this person. Perhaps you have already, told this person that you're interested, but you haven't really taken any actions towards. So he wants you to take some action. He wants you to maybe he wants you to be the one to make the first move. So for this person, yeah, definitely he's looking for you to be the one who makes the first move, for you to take some action on your feelings. And it's, perhaps he feels like you're maybe overthinking things. He wants you to stop overthinking. Now we'll find out, what advice Spirit has for you, but this is what he wants. He wants you to stop overthinking a relationship with him or going out with him, and just do it. Just come in and ask him out, or do some kind of action that shows that you care and that you would like to be with him or her. So before we move on to the advice, I do have these cards that I made myself, and I want to see what else would he like to say. What is he secretly thinking in his mind about you? Like, what does he want you to know? He only wants you. So he wants you to know that he only wants you. So now I want to go ahead and see, what advice do we have for you in regards to this relationship? So with this first card here, I see that you might be holding on to the past. What's holding you back from taking any action towards this person is just your past experiences with lovers, with boyfriends, with girlfriends, with just being in a relationship, you may have had some bad luck. You may have experienced, somebody who's cheated on you, or somebody who's been overly jealous and controlling. And so, yeah, it's like you're holding on to the past. So for some of you, this can mean that you're feeling insecure in yourself because of because of the cheating in the past from somebody, because of being mistreated. But for others, you just feel like you need to be in control because you were not in control in your past relationships. Like, you had somebody who was overly controlling, overly jealous. They wanted to know where you were at all times, that kind of vibe. And so the spirit is saying here, you are strong. You are in control. You're in control right now. You don't need to, you need to let go of this past, because you need to remember that you are a strong individual, and you are somebody who is strong, who is confident. You have mastered yourself, and you are ready to be able to let go of that past and move forward, and remember that you are in control, and by actually being the one who steps out and goes out on a limb and takes some action towards being in a relationship with this person, or going on a date, or showing some kind of affection, you are actually the one driving this. You're in control, and it seems like there's a very good match here, because this person wants you to be the one to take action. They don't want to be the one to do it, for some reason. And that's a good thing for you, because you want to be in control of this, because in the past you felt like you haven't been in control of your relationships. So it's time for you to be able to just, call the shots. And so now I just want to leave you with one last little message here. I always like to do this at the end of each reading. I'm not going to interpret it. This is for you to take as it pertains to you on a personal level. Okay, here we go. Generosity. Sow seeds of kindness. So that is your last message from Spirit. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, and subscribe for more. If you have a question that you need an answer to, I do have an Etsy shop with personalized readings that you can choose from, with different price brackets. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. And thanks again for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Welcome, group 2, to your reading to find out how do they feel about you. How does he feel about you? So before we move on to the tarot, I want to go ahead and see if we can get a description of this person. Lancelot. So he is chivalrous, romantic, a hero, and he's very devoted. That's good to know, huh? So yeah, that describes your interest, your love interest. Okay, so let's take a look at his situation. So it seems as though this person, they recently, in the past, they were in a relationship, and now they are not in a relationship. They may be heartbroken right now, and this is leading them to focus all of their attention on their career and even their physical self. But yeah, mostly right now, his thoughts on the situation of their recent breakup. Remember, this is a person who's very, they're very devoted to those who they love. They're romantic, you know. They have that kind of vibe, and so, you know, coming out of a relationship, you know, they're heartbroken. Yeah, they loved, this was their partner for who knows how long. It depends on the person, but you know, it could have been you know, a lasting relationship that they just got out of, and they just feel very heartbroken. And right now they're focused on worldly success. They're focused on their financial success. They've really put all of their strength and all of their drive into pursuing their career and their ambition and their status in life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's on his mind right now. He's really focused on his career. So let's take a look and see what he thinks about you. So with this card, man holding a heart, I can see that, you know, you are on his mind, you know, like he wants, there's a part of him mentally that wants to be ready to embark on a relationship with you. You know, he wants to be a love interest, and he's trying to gain more clarity about his emotions, and what he feels about you. He's kind of thinking these emotions through, because of what he's been through recently, in the recent past, this breakup that he went through. So it seems like there is an interest in you, like he is thinking about you in a romantic way, but you know, he's trying to find that clarity in his mind to move forward, you know, with the feelings that he has because of the situation that he has recently been in, and the fact that he's been so focused on career and not focused on love at all. So here you are coming in and kind of, you know, sparking this side of him that he had kind of put away, and like bringing it back to life. And it's like he needs to really think about this. So let's see, how does he feel about you? So this card says, consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. So, you know, it brings me back to what I was saying. He is very much in this contemplative state of whether, you know, he's ready to embark on a relationship with you. You know, is he ready? Is he ready? You know, is he ready to let this past love go? Is he ready to open up his heart again? Is he ready to give you his heart? You know, after, you know, just kind of burying it inside of him, and not focusing on his heart at all, and just focusing on the material aspects of life, you know. So he's very much considering, you know, if his foundation is correct right now. Is he fully capable of being in a relationship with you, of giving you his heart, of, you know, opening up, you know, and being in that vulnerable state again. So I have these cards here that I made myself, and let's see what he wants you to know. What what is he truly in his heart feeling that he wants you to know? I have been waiting for you. So deep down in his heart, he knows that you are the one that he has been waiting for. And so this is what has him in this up and down and this indecisive mode, because he feels like, you know, maybe it's too soon. Maybe he just left this relationship, or maybe he hadn't really thought about being in a romantic relationship in a long time. He had been closed off to that, and now you come along, and he realizes, wow, this is the person that I have been waiting for. You are the person that I have been waiting for. So what do I do now, you know? So that's like what he's feeling right now. So what does he want? This is the Monology Oracle, which is linked down below if you're interested. Nothing is yet set in stone. So yeah, he's still in that stage where he's trying to decide if what he's feeling is true. You know, nothing has happened yet, so he feels like he's in the safe zone, and he's like afraid to move past that safe zone. Because he's been hurt in the past. He gave all of himself to this past love, and it didn't turn out. You know, it wasn't the right relationship. It wasn't the one, you know, for him. So I see a lot of apprehension on his part, you know, in this reading. So what does Spirit want you to know about him or her? So Spirit wants you to know that this person is going through a major transformation right now. They have ended a cycle in their life, and they're transitioning into a new cycle. And all of this, I keep getting this feeling that this relationship that just ended, it just ended, you know, like it's in the past, but it's not the distant past. It's the recent past. And if it is the distant past, then this person has not moved on from this. Now is when they are ready to move on, you know, because they kind of like, instead of dealing with what they were feeling about this breakup, they just shoved it all down, and they focused all of their thoughts and energy on their financial success, on their career, on, you know, on their physical success, and they did not work on the aspects of, you know, the emotional world within them. And so now they are in this process of transforming themselves, of healing from this past breakup, of, you know, changing. They're entering in a new way of life. Their old self is dying. You know, their major transformation is going through this. So this is what Spirit wants you to know about this person. They are right now in a time in their life where they are going through major transformation within them. And so that's a key thing that you really need to keep in mind when it comes to this person. You know, they are in a very pinnacle time in their lives. And so let's take a look and see what advice Spirit has for you. Okay, there we go. So the first advice that Spirit has for you with the moon is that don't fantasize about this person. Don't create a fantasy in your mind about who this person is and what they can be in your life. Don't be clear with what you actually see. And don't create fantasies. Be very aware of what your own intuition and what your own feelings are telling you. Connect with your inner self, connect with your intuition, so that you can be able to discern the fantasy from the truth. The moon card is often shrouded in lies, deceit, self-deception, moonlit fantasies. And so the Spirit is wanting you to really be clear about everything that pertains to this person. Like, don't lie to yourself, don't create a fantasy in your mind, don't fantasize about what your relationship could be. Remain grounded in reality when it comes to this relationship, because it seems like this person is they're very alluring. They're very, as a man, if they are a man, just somebody who's very, very romantic, and they're very chivalrous. Like, they'll open the door for you. They'll help you in any way they can, kind of thing. And then you may fall into this trap of fantasizing of what life with him could be like. So Spirit really wants you to not do that, because then what's going to happen is that if you do end up going into a relationship with this person, you're going to be disillusioned, because you've created this whole fantasy, this whole fake relationship in your mind. And sometimes it's hard for people to live up to your own fantasies. So don't let that happen to you. Don't because, and the reason why I think that Spirit is bringing this up is because it may take some time for you and this person to connect, for you and this person to be in a relationship, because of the transformation and healing that they're going through right now. They're not ready at this moment, even though they feel as though they've been waiting for you all their lives and you are the person for them. There's still some time that needs to pass for them to heal and for them to contemplate what they want. And so you may spend a lot of time thinking about this person and romanticizing the relationship that you may have in the future, only to be discontent by the reality. Not to say that this relationship is going to be bad in any way, but it just may not be exactly how you pictured. And so don't do that. Just wait and live your life, and don't create a fantasy around this person. And that's it. I have one last card to throw, like I always do. A little message for you to take home, that you can take however it resonates with you, pertaining to your personal situation. And we have discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. So that is your message. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. If you have a question you need an answer to, I have personalized readings at different price tiers. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and check out my Etsy shop, linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Welcome, group 3, to your reading to find out how do they feel about you. How does he feel about you? So before we move on to tarot, I'd like to go ahead and see if we can ascertain what this person is like, what their personality is. This is a side of them that you may know or may not know. So they got the Holy Thorn, the Sacred, perseverance, courage, optimism. So it seems like this is a very optimistic and positive person who goes after what they want because they believe that they can attain it. They persevere. They don't give up, you know, and that is in and of itself is very courageous. So they tend to be somebody who is not afraid to take a leap, who is not afraid to stand up for what they want. And, you know, this aspect of the sacred, they believe that this is something sacred, their path, their choice, their way of viewing the world in a positive way, and believing that spirit is there for them and spirit is going to help them attain the goals that they have for themselves. So let's go ahead and see what this person's situation is. These cards are very slippery. This is the Forest of Enchantment deck, tarot deck. So let's go ahead and see what his situation is. So this person, in the past, they have been very out of control. They've experienced they've just been a bit reckless. You know, perhaps they've lacked, like their energy has been scattered, so they've kind of lacked direction in their lives. Or perhaps they've encountered many obstacles in their, you know, persevering what they wanted to do. And so, you know, that in and of itself has, you know, caused some insecurity and things that they had to work through in the past. But now it seems as though they have found an equilibrium. You know, they found a balance, a harmony in their lives. You know, they have a clear vision now. They know exactly what they want, and they are pretty much like heading towards it. You know, right now they feel a sense of power, and like they have a great force at their disposal to persevere and, you know, their ambitions and their goals. They have, like, you know, fresh ideas and just a lot of mental energy, a lot of intellect that they've put into this. And it's like right now they feel as though it is the right timing for them to go after what they want, because now they truly do know what they want. Because before they were unfocused, they weren't thinking things through correctly, but they've learned from that, and now they've become this person who is more balanced, more in harmony with themselves and what they want. And now it's like they're, you know, like an arrow. You know, this bird is holding an arrow, and it's like they're shooting towards that goal, because they know exactly where that arrow needs to land, as opposed to before where they did not know where they wanted that arrow to land. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what does he think about you, or what do they think about you. So they see you as somebody who is very fortunate. They see you as somebody who is prosperous. You know, they believe that you have a good financial standing. You know, they just see you as somebody who has attained wealth in your life. Perhaps you really you know how to take care of yourself. You know, you have a look about you that kind of conveys wealth, you know, because you know how to dress nice, even if you don't have or spend a lot of money on your clothing, but you know how to dress the part, you know how to make things look classy and good, you know. And so that's, you know, on a superficial level, that's how they see you. But how do they feel about you? Let's find out. So this is the Whispers of Love Tarot. I'll link it down below in the description if you're interested in checking it out. So let's see. How does he feel about you? Relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. So with this relationship patterns card, you know, this really talks about, you know, people who they have a type, and so they fall into these patterns and the same kind of relationships with different people over and over again because they have a type, you know, and they always go after that kind of person. So they feel as though you might be that for them, like you kind of remind them of somebody from their past, and that may make them a little bit apprehensive when it comes to you and a relationship with you. So yeah, that they're feeling like a sense of like a conflict within them, because they've worked so hard to, you know, move past their past self, this sense of you know, not thinking things through, and like they don't want to fall into that pattern again. They want to really vet you, like really get to know you and make sure that you are a right person for you. They don't want to just jump into things impulsively because they've learned from that. You know, they've learned from their past mistakes where they've just been impulsive and not thought things through, and they've fallen into relationships that have been unfulfilling and just probably reckless, you know, and they just don't want to fall into that trap or into that pattern again, you know. So they're really taking the time to think things through and see if you are the right person for them without jumping into something that may not be the best thing for them. But, you know, what's in their heart, you know, what is that one thing that they feel and like they're fighting against, that they know that they feel, but they don't want to acknowledge it. So let's see what those words are. I only want you. So deep down in their heart, they know that they only want you. Like they don't want anybody else. Like they've made the decision, but their conscious mind is still kind of processing that and you know, making sure that they're not just jumping into something out of recklessness like they've done in the past. Okay, so let's take a look with the Moonology Oracle deck, which is linked down below. Let's see what does he want? What do they want? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. So yeah, there's a deep sense of wanting only you. They're not interested in anybody else. They know this, but they're wanting to find a balance in their lives, balancing this urge that they have to be with you, and then also balancing, you know, what is practical and just thinking things through with their mind a lot, you know, like they're having to balance out their head and their heart, you know. And so, you know, that's what he wants. He wants to make sure that he is not making the wrong decision impulsively like he has in the past. It just keeps on reiterating that message. So what is it that you need to know about him or her or they? What do you need to know? Yeah, you need to know that they've had their heart broken, and they're healing from that. You know, they've really, you know, in the past they've made mistakes when it comes to love, and they've gotten their heart broken. They've cried, they've shed a lot of tears for past relationships, and they don't want to end up in that place anymore. They don't want to hurt that bad anymore. So they're just really being very, very cautious. And so what advice does Spirit have for you today in regards to this person? Let's see. So you are ready to go, basically. You are you're feeling good about this person. You want to get things into motion. You want to start something new. You know, you're filled with you know, that spark of life and love, you know, right now. And so Spirit is saying, you know, to also, you know, just calm down a bit, you know, be practical. Don't force things, you know. Don't force things. Know that this relationship is, if it does happen, there's going to be a steady progress to it. It's just not going to be like poof and like, you know, just fire and sparks and, you know, no. Even though that's how you are feeling, that's not where the person is right now. They're very apprehensive. They're taking things slow. They're making sure that, you know, and so that Spirit is telling you, advising you, just have some patience. Have some patience. This is going to be steady progress. It's going to be a calm, you know, kind of relationship. If it does turn into a relationship, the Spirit is asking for you to remain patient and calm, and know that if things do happen, they're going to happen at a slow and steady pace, you know. And with that, you know, there can be the potential for creating something with a very lasting foundation, you know. You know, sometimes you can get into these relationships, it's like a spark, and you're infatuated, and you know, it's a whirlwind of emotions, and you know, and physical intimacy, and attraction, and it's just you know, addicting, and I can't think of the word that it's on the tip of my tongue, but sometimes these whirlwind romances, they end as just as fast as they begin, you know, because there is a in the beginning of a relationship, there is something called infatuation, but that's not enough to sustain a relationship on the long term. You know, there needs to be a steady progression of getting to know the person and falling in love, true love, little by little. You know, that's what truly sustains a relationship in the long term. Not that I'm saying that you are not going to feel passionate about your, you know, your husband or wife 10 years down the road. That's not true. You know, you do feel that passion and that sense of romance. no matter how long you've been. But again, what keeps that relationship strong, what keeps the relationship going through the tough times as well as the good times, is that, you know, steady growth of every day building upon the love that you have for this person, every day discovering something new about the person, every day, you know, appreciating something new about them. And in that way, it's a progression of the feelings and the bond that you create together. And so, yeah, Spirit is really wanting to bring that point to you that, you know, although you feel this spark and this passion right now, and you want things to get started quickly, it's better for you to not rush things, you know, especially because this person isn't ready to rush things, you know. So you don't want to be the one to come in and rush them, you know. You want them to know exactly what they want and to be sure that they want you, okay? And so lastly, I just want to throw one last little card here for you. This is a message that I don't interpret. This is for you to interpret however it resonates with you, something to leave you thinking a little bit at the end of this reading. So let's see. Present. Journey into the garden to escape the two eternities, the past and the future. And that's it. That's your message for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. If you have a question that you need an answer to, I have an Etsy shop with personalized readings at different price points. If you are interested, check out the link in the description down below. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.